Hey guys, since Gretchen couldn't do a From the Notebook this week because she had her wisdom teeth out, I thought I would do my Monday musing post as a video so that you sort of got a sort of talky list-ish video for the week. I have a cat next to me, so if you see that happening, that's what that is. I thought that I would talk about my top 5 most anticipated books of the year. I went back and checked last year to see how many of the books that I read were actually published in 2015. 10 of the 50 books that I read were published that year. However, 8 out of those 10 were comics. The 2 books that I read that were actually published in 2015 were Get in Trouble by Kelly Link, and Taylor and I did a discussion of this, so I will link that. And Affliction by Laurel K. Hamilton, and Laurel K. Hamilton is one of my auto-buy authors. I don't believe I did a review of this, but I did do a video talking about the world that this is set in, so I will link that as well. When it comes to comics, I did pick up a few in the trade paperback, which I can sort of count as books, but the main reason that I stay up to date on comics and why my 2015 reads were comics is that I pull comics monthly. Also, yes, I do put all of the comics that would be bound into a volume in one sleeve. I know that's not how you're supposed to do it, but it works for my organization system, and that's how I package them. Now, I'm fine with 10 to 50 books being from 2015. The problem I have is with the ratio of how many of those were actual books and how many of those were comics. I feel like if I could do actual books that were published that year, then I would feel a lot better about that. I always feel like I'm playing catch-up and reading stuff from past years, and that's fine because a lot of great books have been published, but I also want to stay on top of what's going to be published, what is published, so I thought I would talk to you guys about some of the books that I'm excited for. Now, I'm not going to talk about my auto-buy authors. There are authors like Laurel K. Hamilton that I always buy their books, and if there's one coming out, like I believe there is, I will get it. So that also includes people like Joe Hill, who I'm obviously getting his next book. Now, these are books that I saw and made me say, I want that I hadn't heard of before, or the authors that I hadn't heard of before, or had very little contact with. The first book I want to talk about has actually already come out. It is Mr. Splitfoot by Samantha Hunt. It was released on January 5th. Now, I'm going to be honest, the reason I immediately gravitated towards this is that it has been likened to Kelly Link. Taylor introduced me to Kelly Link. We've done book club videos on her, and I really enjoy her writing style. I realize that it may not be for everyone. It's very magical realist. It doesn't always have the ending that's satisfying, but anybody that is likened to Kelly Link, I will definitely check out. On top of that, it's apparently a ghost story. There are kids in an orphanage run by religious people who raise the dead. It's surreal, and I'm looking forward to it. The next book is Wreck and Order by Hannah Tennant Moore, and that book is going to be out February 9th. The thing that really appealed to me about this particular story is it's about a woman who is unsatisfied with her life, and she chooses to go and travel and learn through experience in Europe, and that is something that I would like to do someday. Maybe not in Europe. I am more interested in Asia, but I do enjoy stories that involve finding yourself and learning about other cultures, so I would gladly look into that. The next book is Why We Came to the City by Christopher Jansma. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And that will be out February 16th. This is a book that takes place in New York City. It follows 5 friends who have been friends since college. It's 5 years after they've graduated when tragedy strikes, and it goes through them all trying to deal with that. I always enjoy books like this, where it's a sort of collective narrative. I'm looking forward to picking up this one in February. Number 4 is What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi, and this is the only book by an author that I have already had some experience with. At the end of last year, I read Boy Snowbird by Helen Oyeyemi. This book is going to be out on March 8th, and it's a collection of short stories that all will have some sort of element of fairy tale. Either they are explicitly taken from fairy tales or have sort of the themes that fairy tales have, which is a common trope in her books. I also want to pick up Mr. Fox by her, but I haven't gotten that yet. I might order it from the library soon, and I'm looking forward to this because short stories and fairy tale stuff, and it's all good. The last book that I want to talk about is The After Party by Anton Disclafani. This one will be out in May, the 17th of May to be specific. This one takes place in Texas. It has to do with women, and it's, I think, in the 50s. I always like historical books set in the South. I don't know why. It might just be because I grew up in Massachusetts and it's a culture entirely different from my own. But some of my favorite books have been historical novels set in the South, so I am excited to see that. It's sort of like a Real Housewives of Texas sort of thing, and it'll be a good sort of interesting read, different from the others, I think. I want to put an honorable mention out here for Doors of Stone by Patrick Rothfuss. There has been a rumor going around that it might be published this year, but I'm pretty sure there have been rumors going around like that since his second book came out. If it comes out, woo, I'm going to read it. If it doesn't come out, that's fine, we still wait. I would rather wait for the perfect third book and ending to this series than have a half-baked, uncooked rush job. And if you were wondering if there are any comics I'm looking forward to, these two for sure. That's all, folks. I thought I would give you a quick video, and I hope that I described these books better than I described the books in our book haul, although I did make a post to make up for the fact that I barely told you anything about any of those books. Please go and check that out if you wanted to learn more about them. Gretchen and I on Tuesday are going to be doing a live stream discussion that has to do with spoilers. If you have any thoughts on spoilers, like whether there's a statute of limitation on spoilers, or whether there's a timeline difference of if a book has come out and a movie is being based on that, can you talk about it because the book's been out? Things like that. If you want to, you should follow my Twitter and Gretchen's Twitter if you haven't already, in order to know what time that's going to be, because we haven't set a specific time, we just know it's going to be on Tuesday. Also, if you didn't know that our book club is having a thing over the summer, we want to do another nostalgia series, but we're letting you guys choose whether we read His Dark Materials or the So You Want to Be a Wizard series. If you would like to vote on that, you can head to my blog. There's a thing on the sidebar. You just click on whichever one you think we should read and discuss. That's all for today, folks. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!